Welcome to the Sara Riel Inc. Service Orientation. The purpose of this orientation is to introduce the services provided at Sara Riel, as well as the expectations of the participant who decides that Sara Riel is the right environment for them. After you have completed this video, we invite you to reach out to our intake worker Judy or Community Connections Coordinator Danielle with any questions you may have. Contact information for both will be made available after this presentation and can be found in the video description below. In order to be eligible for services with Sara Riel, applicants must be over the age of 18 and living in the city of Winnipeg with a mental health diagnosis. For employment services, applicants may self-declare their mental health concern. Eligibility for mental health counseling, mentorship, and Seneca Services requires a confirmed mental health diagnosis. First, we will introduce the mental health counseling at Sara Riel. A counselor's purpose is to help participants define and achieve their own recovery goals. They may want a counselor's support to help determine priorities, narrow focus, or suggest possible pathways to achieving those goals. At Sara Riel, our focus is to support people in creating their own paths to self, wellness, hope, and empowerment. When we are talking about avoiding crisis, what we mean is helping people to develop ways of managing their mental health more successfully. When people are provided with the skills to effectively de-escalate and self-regulate, they are better able to manage their mental health independently, so the need to access crisis services like hospital emergency rooms and the Crisis Response Center are greatly reduced. Counselors are available to support participants in effective problem solving. It may be guiding people to try different tools and techniques, helping set up schedules for medications or appointments, or practicing how to navigate difficult conversations. Whatever the need, counselors can assist in guiding participants to a path that works best for each individual. Mental health counselors provide support in the following. Mental health counselors are community-based. This means that after the first initial appointment or two, counselors can meet you in the community. Maybe that's your home, a coffee shop close by, or even going for walks in the summer. As a result, this helps us work towards removing as many barriers as possible for participants to access service. When it comes to support through case management, Sara Riel counselors help participants to create a customized and individual plan that works for each participant, developing, adapting, changing, simplifying as needed until it can be successfully managed independently. We also help connect people to other resources. Maybe it's understanding the role of the Residential Tenancy Board, or what is offered through the YMCA's Learning and Leisure Group. Perhaps it's helping to get involved in a volunteer opportunity that aligns with the participants' interests. Our goal is to set people up to manage those resources confidently and successfully on their own. Activities of daily living is just what it sounds like. Those things people do or should do on a daily basis, like keeping the dishes clean, cooking, participating in community activities, setting up a weekly schedule, and so much more. Our goal is to assist participants in successfully creating the life that they imagine for themselves. Community mentors follow a do with, not for model of helping participants to learn, providing skills, guidance, and motivation to set people up for the best success possible. Community mentors typically work with participants in the participant's own home to address issues chosen from the skill-based tasks listed here. Community mentors work with participants until they feel competent, confident, and comfortable in their own ability to maintain the skill. Employment services at Sara Riel are also community-based, so like mental health counseling at Sara Riel, employment specialists and employment counselors are able to meet participants in the community. That could mean between jobs, classes, or even just a phone call. Employment services help participants with job search goals at whatever phase they are at. Participants may be returning to work after an extended amount of time off, have never worked before, or are going through a career change. Whatever the case, employment services provide support in finding meaningful employment that aligns with participants' values, talents, and skills. Regardless of someone's educational background, by working with an employment specialist, participants can narrow their focus and set goals and make steps towards achieving them. Eligibility for services with an employment specialist are as follows: 18 plus, living in the city of Winnipeg, and self-declare or have confirmation of a mental health concern or diagnosis being your barrier to maintaining meaningful employment. Sara Riel also has employment counselors. The difference between working with an employment specialist versus an employment counselor is that with the employment counselor, before there are any work expectations, participants work on managing their mental health by using the same techniques and self-discoveries that were discussed in mental health counseling. Working with an employment counselor does require an official mental health diagnosis. In both employment streams, Sara Riel staff are able to stick with a participant even after receiving a job offer to help maintain, succeed, and grow with their new opportunity. Seneca Services peer-supported respite provides an opportunity for people to connect with others who get it. They may not have the same diagnosis or have experienced the exact same situation, but they have undergone their own journey of recovery, and they are prepared to sit with you, listen to you, hear you, and support you. Seneca Services offers two distinct services: peer-supported respite and the Warm Line. Seneca Services is a 5-bedroom apartment where people can stay to get a break or to refresh themselves before they continue on their journey. You might think of it as a mental health all-inclusive staycation. At Seneca Services, meals and maintenance are provided, so it's a few less things you have to worry about. While at Seneca Services, guests can still go to work, to school, or out for coffee with friends. Life still happens, but we can offer an environment that fosters relaxation and support. Seneca Services are best suited for persons that are pre- or post-crisis, people who know their own signs of becoming unwell and would like some intervention before it escalates to using emergency services, or maybe after a hospital stay, where people are looking to ease more slowly back into their normal day-to-day lives. Each guest at Seneca Services is assigned a private room with a lock. The apartment is co-ed, and guests are required to be responsible for their own personal care and medication management. Not only is Seneca Services staffed by peers, but those same peers are who answer the Seneca Warm Line. Seneca's Warm Line is open to any caller and operates daily from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., 365 days a year. People have the opportunity to talk, get some over-the-phone support, and receive resource suggestions. People do not have to be a participant in any other Sara Riel services in order to access Seneca Services peer-supported respite, but it is necessary that they fill out a Sara Riel Inc. application for services form available online at sararielinc.com. All services provided at Sara Riel Inc. are participated in voluntarily by applicants. The best results are achieved when you are an active and engaged participant. Workers may provide you with homework assignments, tools to practice, appointment follow-ups, and so on. We know that life happens. Sometimes life prevents a participant's ability to actively engage with their worker. If this becomes the case for a participant, we ask that they let their Sara Riel worker know immediately so they can accommodate as best they can, even if that means closing a file for the time being. Know that a former participant can always reapply for services as they feel ready to resume engagement. It's important to know that at Sara Riel, we recognize that we might not be the right fit for everyone. If that's the case, let your worker know and they can support finding alternate resources. All of our services are based on your own goal setting. In bringing goals to life, we are acknowledging and respecting them. By writing them down or sharing them with someone else, a goal is more likely to be achieved. Using a SMART goal is a great way to help you set achievable goals. By using this method, goals are created in the realm of possibility and are much more likely to succeed than when goals are generic or created in the realm of impossibility. Along with one-on-one support services, Sara Riel also provides participants with opportunities to attend groups such as grief and loss, work-life balance, empowering you, and so many more. Sara Riel also hosts an open art group for anyone with a mental health concern to attend. For information on group dates and times, visit the Sara Riel website. Applying to Sara Riel can be done a few different ways. Applications are available online at sararielinc.com, where you can print off an application and submit it via fax or mail, or you can fill out the online application form. If you are filling out the online application, you will need to make arrangements with Judy, the Sara Riel Intake Coordinator, to sign the Authorization for Release of Information form to proceed with your application. This signature can be submitted electronically, by mail, or in person. If you have any questions or would like further information about services, please contact Judy, Sara Riel Intake Coordinator, or Danielle, Community Connections Coordinator. Due to the current COVID-19 self-isolation and social distancing recommendations, until further notice, the Seneca Warm Line is currently available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Warm Line is available to anyone who would like to talk with the Seneca peer support staff. Whether you're feeling anxious, depressed, isolated, unsure, lonely, or something else, call to talk with our dedicated peer support. At this time, we invite you to click the image and watch this final video to complete your orientation. Once viewed, please contact your Sara Riel worker to continue on your path to full potential.